Windows open. Google Windows there. Word. English isn't my first language. Anyways,
Nice.
That's
Wie
the-
geht es Ihnen?
that's the excuse I'll go with until the day I die. Notes. Okay. Um,
Oh, this replay of a replay looks really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the quality getting any better for anyone?
No.
No, it's because it's a replay of a replay.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's like it looks like it was made
it's
in like
just
the
Discord.
1980s because like it's very pixelated.
I think it's just Discord being like, nah, we're gonna turn
No,
down the
it's
quality.
because it's a replay of a replay. So it's like window inside a window inside a window.
I think it's no, because look at the.
It
look at
looks
this
fine
thing.
on
Look at this
YouTube.
robot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Discord like makes the quality worse unless you have Nitro or something. I don't know.
well, I have Nitro, and the quality
Oh, right.
typically is just bad.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Why don't we just use the majestic Q.DG?
Did that make it any
There we
better?
go. Holy
Heck
shit, that's
yeah.
better.
Wow.
It's
I
legible.
can see. Oh my gosh.
But will it play proper? That's the thing.
Oh, I'm not in this game.
I can't hear it. Am I supposed to be muted?
It's coming through
Um,
my headset, and it's really
Okay.
low.
Yeah, I have it all the way up. For some reason, my streams are always really, really quiet, but yeah, I don't really know how to fix that unless you want someone else to stream it.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that couldn't hear the game.
Goodbye, whoever that was. Welcome back, whoever that was.
My Discord's being weird, I don't even know.
Yeah, I remember I didn't have a whole lot written down about, like, this first little half.
I know Rar is just amazing at Hanzo.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were really...
It's a good pin on the Zarya. Yeah, and it's like... I have Moira ult first point written down here, and I'm trying to figure out which ult that is. I think it's possibly a second one that you have here.
I have like 30 of them.
Yeah. I don't have timestamps on most of these, so... That was a really good shatter.
Thank you.
But, I can't really tell where you ended up due to camera mank, but, because I know you die here. Were you shattered at all?
I don't
Yeah, because
remember.
the assist was right there. He was shattered.
It's unfortunate then. Because when I was watching this the first time, I was thinking maybe if you had played further, like, towards the point, you might have avoided shatter, but... and not died. But I couldn't really tell. And that's a good first pick. But I think you guys could have easily had that hold if you just waited to 6 and then contested, rather than going in one at a time.
Yeah, it was definitely me. I was the first one on the point.
Yeah, your healer should never be the first one on point. It should always be like a tank or a DPS first.
Coming
Which-
up when there's Zarya gets grabbed, she just chucks it right into Rudy's defense matrix.
Oh.
It's great. She's just like holding it on her and she's just so oblivious and throws it right into it. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was our like only counter to that. So it was really good.
You're lucky the nano saved you there. Because they were all collapsing onto you.
Could I say something for this part?
Yeah.
Like when they're walking through here and we're holding up here, wouldn't it be smarter to just like rotate to one of the windows and then we could rotate back up here? Or like for the team, or I could probably stay up there because I like to take an off angle, but I'm not sure if the team would stay up there because maybe one of the DPS could get a pick here while they're walking through here.
You
Like,
mean
I
that
think-
walkway above the entrance?
Like, to rotate here?
Like, can we actually start there when we're holding, and then we rotate back up top left where we are right now when they push in?
I mean, yeah, it's quite the rotate, but yeah. I mean, it's
'cause-
never a bad idea to try something like that, because I mean, because you're close to Shatter here.
Yeah.
So it'd be something you could easily try to pull off.
All right, it's just I think we give them a lot of space just coming in here, because then somebody's gonna have to drop down, and someone's probably gonna have to like pick off a few of their team. But that's all I wanted to say.
They also swapped the Winston here. So holding high ground, we're already going to be attacked. Or at least by the Winston. You
Right.
could jump
But I
up
mean,
and-
you have a Junkrat. He's gonna be.
Yeah, if it's
Ideally,
just
he's gonna be
Winston, he's
cautious.
not going to do much.
So I mean, unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot you can do here in terms of like contesting. You're just basically trying to throw bodies on the point. That's a good pick on the Rhine, though. Six, you're a very aggressive healer. Like, just end of.
Yes, I am.
What else would you expect from a Moira main?
I only
I mean, it
made
ha-
Moira because it's easy to climb.
I mean, it has its pros and cons, because there's a lot of ults that you end up using offensively when you could have used it defensively.
So now, because the Winston killed me last time, he jumped up and followed me down. I'm holding back right here. So hopefully I'm not as easy to dive. At least that was my thinking.
Right. Oh, you were in their backline.
Yeah, I want to mention this part too. Yeah, like right here. I think before this happens, we get a few kills. So that's when I decide to go in.
Hmm.
But I kind of went in alone, and the team didn't push in at the same time. So I think my timing was off.
Did you call that you were going in?
I think I said let's go in, but I think we wanted to
Mm.
hold the high ground more.
And there, I notice you should be following your Reinhardt. Because I noticed you go a little aggro here, and it causes you to die. And then the junk tire here. I noticed you kind of dance around a little bit. Were you looking for multiple picks? Or anyone specific?
I think multiple, but I should have just let it go.
Yeah, because in overtime, any pick is good. Like, one pick is better than none. But also a thing I noticed is this Genji lived that entire fight. Because he was low HP for a while.
Yeah, I probably should have focused him. I usually focus like if they have like a diveable support first.
Right, which again, that comes back to the tire, because that tire would have killed him in the shield.
Yeah. And then I focused Ryan after that. But I should have covered Junkrat because he might have more trouble against Genji than against Ryan.
Well, the Ashe finally dies for doing that after 3 times in a row, so that's
Yeah,
good.
I remember Rudy calling out that she was getting pocketed by Mercy, and that there was just nothing she felt like she could do. But maybe if she had been like more on the lookout for the TNTs, she could have caught him.
Right.
DM.
And that's a good pick on the main tank. But what I notice happens here is the Moira, as she's spawning in, just ults your backline.
Yeah.
So just kind of like being aware of respawns as you're fighting on the point helps a lot. And you end up
You guys
using...
almost pull this back too.
Yeah, you guys almost won that, but a lot of ults were used on a fight where you guys were already down 2 or 3 people. It's a really big stagger.
I'm about to get
And I believe,
charged.
yeah, and I believe your
Yeah.
main tank dies here too.
That charge I feel like was pretty bull because I was to the right of the May wall trying to wall climb up, and he charges the May wall and it somehow like sucks me into his charge.
Yeah.
I don't know how it
Overwatch
looked
would be
like for
like that.
him, but for me, I was just like wall riding the side of the wall and suddenly I was pinned in the middle of it, and I was just
And like that's my thing with a lot like that's a consistent thing with your coalescences is I notice they're extremely like aggressive, I guess. Because no one here really took damage. So there wasn't really any value out of it.
when there's ults, I rush forward to try and get out of range, but he ends up just catching me, and I die for that. That's why I was so far forward. I wasn't like trying to push. I was just trying to get out of his range.
Right. Will my overlay show over a YouTube video? Do you know? Like my Discord overlay?
No.
'cause it's not a game.
Because I have a hard time trying to figure out who is who.
That was a setup play right there. I remember calling that out to do the
Yeah.
bomb shatter.
I
Yeah.
distract him with bomb to get the shatter, and it was a good play.
I can't remember. Is this scrim one of those Diamond GM scrims we did?
I
Yeah.
think
Team looks
Eevee was like a Masters or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember White Pro.
Well, the last couple we've had have all been like that, and we've done really well.
For sure.
I think we've won them all, actually.
Well, they do end up averaging out because Eevee was like a Masters or something, but then one of their healers was a Silver.
Yeah, but you can get away with that as a healer. If you got a DPS carry.
Yeah, but they only won one map from us, so.
Yeah, that's how a lot of supports get high ranked. They play like Lucio with Masters and GM players and just get the rank. At least that's how they did it back in the day.
It's a little bit harder to do that now. Due to roll queue. I think the only thing I had down for this little bit of it was just like on a time to push, it's typically better to save ults. Which, I mean, you won this point anyways, but... Like, anytime I'm on a timed push like this, I typically just... I'd kind of like throw out the idea of, hey, just save 6 ults and then push. And just do that twice in a row. Especially on a 2 CP map.
I like at the start here, we just kind of followed someone out the side door, but ends up really being good because they throw a lot of stuff at the main door, the main spawn door, and we just avoid all of it.
Yeah, when we were all doing those pixel sprays, I remember that.
Yeah, that wasn't a called out thing or anything to go out the side door, but it ends up really helping avoid the extra chip damage they were trying to do.
Hmm.
I like the chip damage. That's how I get coalescence so fast.
You're gonna get coalescence fast anyway, though.
Were you trying to save Rudy there?
I go in. I think I was just trying to keep the heals on
Well, I mean, our Reinhardt.
Reinhardt.
I mean, I tried my best.
Well, because I noticed you both die there, and that ends the push. Which, I mean, it would have ended the push anyways, but...
And there May hit so many shots here. She doesn't miss once.
Yeah, that's the high ranked one.
I remember she just like triple taps me.
You should have used your coalescence here instead.
Yeah, I gotta work on not using it to push. Especially on a choke like that.
Like, as soon as you heard Shatter, you should have used it then. To try to keep your Rhine alive. Which, thanks to all of them being low HP anyways, you guys
This is a
clutch
really
it out.
nice hold on the point here, because I go after their low HP Hanzo off the point, and I really wasn't sure if anyone was going to stay on point, so I'm glad you guys were still there. I feel like we could have called that out, like who's going to stay on point to keep it in the overtime. Maybe I should have said, like, I'm chasing the Hanzo, someone get on point.
Oh, I do have something written on Rudy. I didn't think I had anything written down.
I'm just too good at the video game.
Well, I try to have, like, some amount of constructive criticism for everybody. So that way, you know, it's at least somewhat fair.
It kicked me for being AFK.
Oof.
Both main tanks are down here, so you typically want to play the corner.
Yeah,
If your
and
main
I
tank's down.
called out with Rudy bubble cooldowns. And she said she was only a few seconds off, and so we purposely waited to res Derby. Which might have been why everyone was still kind of pushed up a little.
You vowed to save the Rhine, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think so. Very rough. You lose 1 second of healing to press Q.
Why did our Ryan die in that fight? I just want to know why.
He was pushed up, and we couldn't get enough heals to him.
Yeah, and just the shield break was very fast. You can just see his shield just die.
Well, what I think should have happened was the moment you were rezzed, you should have just started backing towards this corner instead of going for a fire strike, because you lost a lot of HP doing.
Yeah, that looks like a headshot followed by shield break. They actually kill you before the shield even break.
Yeah, I think we could have used cover better here too.
Sorry about my dog.
And then here
Absolutely
there's a
zero
little
worries.
confusion on if we wanted to contest or not.
Right.
No one was really making the call for us of get out or stay in and touch point.
Yeah, but as soon as the point's taken, you guys should have backed up to this back corner next to the I don't even know what that is, a library bookstore. But
Health back room.
yeah, you guys should have backed up to that 75 room instead of playing this corner. Because you would have had a lot more time to get back, and you would have been out of LOS to this widow.
Yeah, and Duds doesn't really do a good job of keeping the pressure on the Widow, because a lot of time he loses the Widow fight, and it's on Rar to get the Widow kill.
Epic fail, bomb.
But yeah, I feel like if you guys would have been playing the corner, a lot of that would have like happened either later or not. It wouldn't have been as effective. Which the bright side to playing, the corner you guys were playing is you do get another team fight. So you guys are able to like recontest at least a little bit here. It's a good pick on the McCree. You guys also don't really have a defensive ult.
Yeah, we've gone over this quite a few times.
If you have Mercy Moira comp, that's what the Moira ult is supposed to be. It's supposed to be your defensive ult, because Valkyrie cannot be a defensive ult. It doesn't heal enough. Hi, puppy.
I'm surprised that dragon got through.
That was lucky.
I go Zen
Yeah.
if we have to deal, if they're hitting us with like combos really well. But we have more healing output, and it seems to work better for us. We get picks and win fights better. I don't know, maybe it's our rank or what.
Well, you don't ever want to play Mercy Zen just to have a defensive ult.
Oh,
You
no.
You
We
will
don't.
not.
Yeah, we don't do that. That's not enough healing. But if I go Zen, Zombie goes Moira.
Yeah.
And we do, I don't know if it was this scrim, but usually we do play a lot of Lucio.
Yes.
And I think you Valk here
We
towards
do.
the end and just start shooting.
I do, there's Ana and, you don't see it because of the camera angle, but both Ana and Widow are just back there looking at the point.
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, I have to touch the point, but there's no way we're gonna hold anything when they're both just safe like that.
Yeah, I had trouble hitting the diva without her mech there. And then I think she gets pinned.
Yeah. Derpy pins her off the map.
I have a whole page worth of like Mercy tips for stuff like that.
Yeah, watching it back, I think maybe if I would have just hid like the furthest on the cart I could to get out of Widow sights. But they still had the Genji alive, right? So it was just a hard
You
contest.
should have kept your Hanzo up before, like that should have been your first priority, and then res, and then if your team was fine, then you can pull out your pistol. Because typically the order, like I guess the order of operations that you want to do with Valkyrie is heal, res, and then your pistol.
That must have been on me then, because I didn't know Hanzo was alive. I thought I was the only one there.
No, he was alive.
Let's see that fight again, because I was alive and fighting the diva, and then you were rezzing, which is like your call to
Yeah,
me.
you res.
There is 6, and then he gets dashed, right?
Yeah, I touched the
Because
point.
the Hanzo's barely alive, but alive.
Oh, the rain charge. I didn't see that. Oh, you get sniped by the Widow just like right away. Okay.
Yeah, it was a crazy fight.
Uh, yeah, and then Rudy's right there. All it would have taken is just 2 seconds of not dying.
Which, if you want me to, I can send both you and Six, if Six wants it, the page of Mercy tips I have.
I don't play Mercy.
Well,
I'll
okay
take it
then.
though, definitely.
Yeah. I'll
Zombies
find it after this.
are Mercy, not me.
And I'll send it to whoever else may want it. Oh yeah, this is when I started putting at least some timestamps. I think. No.
So I had a little bit of reasoning behind my Brig pick here, but I don't actually know the math behind it. If I armor pack Duds, can he survive a Widow headshot?
Before the armor change, yes, I think.
But not the 50 armor, that
I
won't save
don't
him?
actually know.
Because that was my thinking behind choosing Brig, was that I could armor pack the squishies and they could survive the hit.
Yeah, she might. I mean, we can test that later in a custom game, but
Yeah, I just didn't remember. And it ends up being okay because their Widow is not... I don't think she got a single kill there.
Yeah, I remember she was a problem, so I was on her more with sonar arrows and stuff.
Oh, that's right. You
I don't.
asked if you wanted to stay Hanzo, and I said help with your Sonic Arrow to find the Widow.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to use coalescence there, but because what you could have done there was just call on your Rhine to play more aggressive against their Rhine, and you guys could have just kept him up normally.
See, like right here, I gave armor to the Duds, and yeah, we'll have to test that.
That's a good tire kill
Thanks.
and a really good shatter.
And I feel like Duds swapping to McCree here is a lot better because their Widow really isn't like pressuring us as much on this defense. And I just feel like McCree can do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, their Widow had swapped. Was that the reasoning, Duds? Their Widow swaps off?
I don't think he's here.
Duds not show?
I think he swapped one because the Widow swapped off, and also just because he was not winning the Widow 1v1.
Well, it was okay he wasn't winning because the Widow wasn't finding the shots, and Rar was shutting her down anyways on Hanzo.
Yeah.
And so because of that, having our Widow of our own, like, it doesn't really matter to do the Widow mirror if Rar can kill her as Hanzo, you know?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as your Rhine went down, you guys should have just backed out immediately.
Yeah, I couldn't get out, so I just had to die here.
Yeah. I mean, whether it be like jumping off the map or just retreating, it's just 9 times out of 10, if your main tank's down, the fight is very hard to win. You do really good zoning, Dragon.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, let's just split off the tanks here, I think.
This fight just falls so fast in their favor.
Well, because if I remember correctly, I think Dud's flanks and he dies. Yeah, because Rudy loses her mech. And I believe...
Is Eevee just shooting through the matrix? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you guys win the fight anyways.
Yeah, we end up pulling it back, but that was very close there for a second.
Yeah, you typically don't want to peek a Baptiste ult. Or window, I guess.
I call it the Windex. Because it's just going to wipe your team down.
It's interesting because your Reinhardt is extremely aggressive, but you have the DPS and healers that allow it to happen. Because typically an extremely aggressive Rein like that will not win games. Unless your DPS can capitalize on how aggressive you're being.
Yeah, that's what I actually like, because if you notice, usually I help with the team when like we're playing safe, but as soon as he's like aggressive, I'll take like an off angle. Like timing is really important for me, I think.
Six is a really good at being an aggressive healer too.
Yep.
Poor Rudy got caught with freeze here.
Yeah, them antis just got us on that one.
Yeah, the TP goes up, Duds doesn't get out fast enough, and just really spirals downhill. Especially once the sim gets charged up. I see what you mean about holding this forward angle here. Because I got the far spawn, and I do end up coming back by the time they've backed out, but if they had stayed way up there, I wouldn't have been there to heal.
And this is a really, really good shatter.
Or as Iman would say, big slam. Sorry, I didn't play, so I don't have any notes, so I'm just sitting here making memes.
You're good.
Pay your internet bill and you'd be in here.
I did pay my internet bill, that's why I'm here.
Rar's already halfway to a new dragon, and he just used it last fight.
Oof. That's the Metro Orb.
That was a very risky bomb, Rudy.
Yeah, it was.
What a hot bomb.
But it caught two, so I can't be like, bad bomb.
I don't know how it caught too, because Ryan was shielding it.
We do call out here Nanoblade. It's just unfortunate we weren't expecting the beat.
I found a good tactic to do against that is just to have your Genji dash in the air with no intent to commit to that blade, just so we can use beat early.
Well, as Lucio and Zen, I don't pop mine until I hear him pop his ult.
That reminds me of a play I saw in Owl where a tracer blinked up to a his name's Zenyatta, like as if to pulse bomb him, and he pops trance, and then she just blinks away without pulse bombing.
Yeah, because there are a lot of mind games you can play. Like the most common push you'll see it would be in the Ryan v Ryan.
I wanted to talk about this part. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're down both supports, and we just need to reset like Both tanks should be.
Oh yeah, you guys should have
getting.
reset a long time ago. But
Yeah.
ults kept getting used, and
Like I used my ult because the tank went in, so I just
Yeah, you
felt like
almost capitalized on that shatter too. And then this is kind of my bad here. I see their sim is low, and so I chased her into that side room. By the time I come back, they've already pushed cart past that doorway, and the Ana sleeps me and then combos me. So maybe if I hadn't gotten greedy for that sim kill, I could have been there for Derby.
This is a long map. Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah, we played it out, and we almost completed the point too. It would have made it much longer.
But yeah, you've really got to think about like where your team is in relation to your main tank, and what you're shielding. Because your shield starts dying way early. Which this is something I've told Nexus too. Like you don't want to hold your shield up for like unnecessary damage. Like here, like like right there, for example, you're not shielding anybody. It's just you here.
Yeah, it's just like that's one of the more advanced tips of shield management. Just recognize what you can take on your body and what you can't, because more damage you can take and live through, better for your healers to get their support ults.
Their Doom keeps going ultra aggressive here,
Mm-hmm.
and it works the very first time he catches me, but I'm pretty sure every other time he does that, he just gets shut down. Yeah, and they just EV swap the Hanzo.
Did you ult there to try to deal with the shield?
Yes.
Okay.
The next time I do it, it actually works out the way I wanted it to. Because we get a double fire strike kill through it.
Alright, you charge through the dragon. It happens. Were you resetting there, or did you just kind of press the button before you heard the dragon?
I kind of just pressed the button, and then dragon came out of nowhere.
And then the panic set in. And these are some really good picks. But if I remember here, I think the McCree flanks and gets a couple picks. Maybe.
I chased this guy to the ends of the earth to kill him.
Yeah, that was good.
I noticed.
Because he was like really holding the angle I wanted to be in. That helped a lot.
There's somewhere that comes up that the immortality gets used at an inopportune moment, and then like the McCree flanks and kills everyone. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to the new way it is and only use it when Ryan's taking like a lot of damage. Or we're shattering or grabbing and we need the extra healing.
That's why I stay off Baptiste. Not that I'm like bad at him.
Yeah, like
it's just I
right there was a
cannot
good use of
the
it, for example, because it saved your Reinhardt.
shield.
Well, no, I can't use him because he's banned for the week.
Dude, I love Baptiste because I can heal and shoot the shield at the same time. If you hold both clicks down and you're at the right distance, you can hit your Ryan and shoot their Ryan shield.
I know in this fight I wanted to grab relatively early.
I think it's here.
Yeah, like when I start sonaring the team, it's like when I wanted to grab.
Yeah, because Dutch
Yeah, the
tries to
grab.
flank, and then yeah, Dutch tries to flank, and that doesn't go off well. The immortality wasn't used at the right point in the fight, and both of those two factors caused. I don't want to say cost the fight, but it was part of it.
Could we see that fight again? Because I think we had ults there, and like we could have played this differently to win this fight at least.
We just
Mhm.
needed the grab dragon. But instead they pressed Q first and everyone gets pressured back and then both their DPS, I'm pretty sure both of them flank.
That was a bad immortality to block the dragon?
I don't think we take any damage.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, no one really took any damage here because you had it set up in this corner, but the dragon was on.
We all backed off for the dragon.
Yeah. And I think our
He was
shield
trying to pressure us off for overtime, but Dead stays on.
I don't know how well this would have worked, considering where you are, Rudy. But I feel like if you would have tried to aim your grab at this wall here, you would have caught them, and then you could have grabbed dragon and won that fight.
Yeah, I definitely held on to it too long.
Do they
Because
use
they're
beat right now, or does their Lucio still have beat?
He still has it.
Yeah, he still has
it.
But beat isn't gonna stop a grab dragon.
Mm-mm. But because zombies coalescing, and this is where an aggressive coalescence can help, because they're rounding the corner. Because of this coalescence, if you would have grabbed against that wall, it would have caught them all, and then you could have grabbed dragon and won that fight.
Yeah, I like the idea of the aggressive coal, but not how we're holding on to grab here.
Yep.
And then we have to back up because they're about to use ults.
We use the window too, but I don't think a single person shoots through it.
Now to my boop map.
Oh yeah, that's right. You start skipping for me. I don't need this anymore.
I went too far forward and then I tried to go back and it just put me on a different map. And I was very confused.
And then one time, don't like the players not load in.
Yeah.
Very glitchy map.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you break a replay this badly.
It happens.
was a good anti by their Anna.
Hmm. You shouldn't be that far forward when the rest of your team is here. Because you're not really shielding anything here.
Also, Six, were you not on healing for a lot of that last fight?
When we take damage, I go to healing.
Because you're at 50% to beat, and White Crow already has it. So I don't know if like
No, he
that
was
was on
he
their
got
Anna.
more heals
Yeah.
because we got antied and I couldn't heal through that.
And I notice you shatter there. With really, really low HP. And something I noticed too with this map specifically, you guys just keep going the bridge route over and over and over. And you got slept on that coalescence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you,
Yeah, I
I feel
tried to go aggressive with it again, and that time I got slept.
Isn't this the map where we 0 to 9 to 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Twice?
Yeah, I don't know how we did that, but it was so good.
yeah, that
That helps.
bomb. Yeah, that bomb. It was it was funny to me because I noticed a lot of things go wrong like during the fights, but somehow you guys just bring it back in the last fight. Because like a lot of positioning mistakes end up happening that cost team fights, but somehow you guys just brought it
You
back.
get a really good boop there, Six.
I get the Moira on the next one too.
Yeah, it was risky because the Ana could have slept you, but it really pays off.
And again, I think this was another case of you're shielding things that isn't happening. Which you might be like me in the sense of you just have to have something to do with your hands. So
Yeah.
you tend to just shield to try to like kind of I guess satisfy that.
Yeah, cause that's why I do that too. With strafing, because I'm so because I've not only did I come from like a MOBA s background where I'm constantly moving, so I haven't. Go ahead.
That's what my spray button's for. I have it bound to like something close that I can just tap onto to keep my hands moving.
I don't know why Eevee didn't use Blade with that Nano. But I'm really glad that all of us, I think I said this after this match too, that all of us didn't pull back and we kept the pressure on the bridge.
I think they were trying to bait beat.
Oh.
They baited the boop. See, I heard the Genji ult, and that's when I beat it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what they were trying to do with the dash up and the nano. So we're trying to bait your beat so that way he could ult the next fight, but
Instead, we just killed everyone on the bridge, and he did nothing at the point.
I don't really have a whole lot written down for this map. Fortunately.
Till we 0 to 99 again.
Yeah.
Because I think I tried to figure out why you guys lost the team fight here.
The Reaper just rarely puts the hurt on our Ryan.
Well, yeah, because you're half HP and you're still pushing forward. When you should be pushing back around this corner so your healers can heal you. Because now your healers are having to commit into a fight you're not ready for. And they can't keep you up. Somehow Rudy has like no HP before she even gets to the... Oh, they do have a Widow. Wait, no they don't. You guys have the Widow.
I think
They had one.
I have no idea what
He
happened.
goes Widow because they opened with a Widow, but then their Widow goes Doom. And this Widow pick from Mink only lasts one fight.
Right.
Yeah. I usually just tend to go Widow to counter their Widow. It usually pays off, but
You tend to just let your barrier break a lot, and you don't want to do that. You want to save at least like 600. 700 for like, I don't know, a surprise ultimate. Like a shatter or something.
I remember Mitch used to do that back when I was like 2,000 HP shield, but 1,600 really forced you to manage a bit tighter.
Yeah.
When's
Yeah,
the
the new-
part where someone gets caught off on the left and calls for help and we just all turn around and go and collapse on him?
That is Dorado, isn't it? Where you call for help.
No, it was on this point. Someone was far
I think
left
it
over
was-
by that health pack.
I think it was me.
I don't know if it's already happened or not, but at some point Ryan's at point and everyone else just turns around and runs at whoever's caught. It might have been a different scrim because I think we do one scrim after this, don't we?
At least one after this.
Yeah, that was the one where
That's a good
6
shield
was
on
in
the
charge.
Dumalt. Like, even though you still die, it's a good shield on that ult nonetheless. I think a Reaper 1v1 happens here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I teleport up top and then I get double fucking. Maybe.
It happens soon. Because I have that written down, I just...
Yeah, because I teleport
I
up.
have a timestamp on it, actually.
Yeah, I remember it. I teleport up and then I go and I
This
just
is
get
really weird from
double
their
fucked.
Reaper here because I coalescence and he still drops down in ults even though I'm currently coalescing and he just does nothing because I heal him through it.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice. He dropped through the window for the second time, and for the second time, I whip him into the corner. Because if you can see
Oh, it
from
wasn't this fight. It's coming
I
up.
remember when I was watching this solo, and I was just like, "Oh no, tactical advice!" Like poking fun at it, and then he gets
Right
4
here.
kills, and I'm like, "Oh."
Right here.
Welcome to
I
Plat.
die.
Oh yeah, that was the Reaper 1v1 that I wanted to bring up.
It wasn't really a 1v1. He just two-shot at me.
Right.
She just means you weren't with your team. But yeah, right there, like
Yeah.
he hadn't pressed Q yet. He didn't have to use his ult like that.
I seen him coming, and I just fucking whipped him into the corner, and then Cole kept him alive. But he wasn't very smart because he kept doing it over and over again, dropping in through the
Yeah.
window and then getting hit by me.
These are just things that help lead us to not winning or not losing a fight, so we can 99 to 100 them. Like if the Reaper had just held on the ult until Coalescence was out and we weren't as ready on healing, he could have actually torn through our tank.
Oh, huh. I literally have 2 things written down for Dorado.
Did you just get tired on us or what?
No, it's just I stopped noticing a lot of mistakes because a lot of the team fights ended up won anyways. Either that or a lot of them were like repeat things, so I stopped writing them down. Like a lot of them just were like repeat like positioning mistakes and repeat like ult mistakes that I just didn't think I should have written down, that I just mentioned in real time. Like, I don't think you should have let your barrier break there. But... And I think it breaks there too, but you guys win the fight anyways, so...
Good rule of thumb I like to have is whenever that like first level of cracking starts, or it's like a red light, green light, yellow light, whatever system. Just notify people like, hey, my barrier's getting way too low. You're just gonna have to move. If they're like positioned right behind it.
Yeah, I mean, even if you do have a Reinhardt, the shield isn't permanent, but natural cover is. Like buildings and rooms. That will always be there.
Here I hold mostly at that fountain. And so I don't really need your rank shield, it's more for Nyx and Mink.
Wait, when this fight starts, I like how our diva plays. So I'm usually up top, and she's usually there, and then she can just rotate to Ryan whenever the tanks push in. It just really helped.
Yeah, holding high ground here is really good.
I like to know that Rar can 1v1 a Widow on Ashe as well as Hanzo.
That's why I said, like, having a good hit scan is never a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Having someone who can play a majority of the hit scan really well is never a good idea. Or never a bad idea, sorry. This is a really good shatter.
Let's say if it was never a good idea, then why was Pine in the league?
I don't know why I tired there, honestly.
It worked.
Yeah, but I don't think it was necessary.
I mean, it's okay. Like, it's not like you get your ult back fairly quickly anyways.
Yeah, like the reason I was able to kill the Widow there was because Junk and Diva were on her, and that just really helps.
That's the part where that soldier tried to jump you, and I came over and we ganked him.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see it on the camera, but he tries to flank me.
I
And
think
so
you
I
do an aggressive
yell out.
coalescence here, and that costs your Reinhardt's life.
That's his fault.
Yeah, because you do it here, and no one's really taking any damage. And then your Reinhardt shatters. And then you don't have it to save your Rhine. Or both of your tanks, really. Both of your tanks ended up really low. You guys did a really good job backing up, though. It's a good nade on Genji.
I picked the wrong channel.
Hey, there it is.
And that's a really good, I think it was a sleep,
Uh-huh.
Ryan. It's unfortunate that you died there.
Yeah. But it was a good trade, 1 for 2.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Can't you destroy Junkrat's tire while he's calling it out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fire Strike can destroy it.
Yeah, it's very weird. He focuses the junk himself instead of the tire, because I think he still would have killed you if he had just destroyed the tire first. I'm so mad I missed that sleep. I don't know if you just saw it, but it was like 2 inches to the right.
Mm-hmm. It's a good first pick.
You were not prepared for the Nano Doom.
Which Rudy's playing from a good position here. And I'm honestly surprised like none of them focused her. But providing pressure from an off angle like that really helped.
Yeah, like I started the fight up top, high ground, and the Hanzo was there, and it would have been nice to get help against him, but I did beat him in the 1v1. But if Diva was helping me, it would have been easier, I guess.
I need to say that zombie. You need to like prepare me before I get nanoed, because I always get nanoed and I'm not ready.
Yeah, I didn't call it out. I just saw you going in. And thought the extra damage would be good, but you're right. I should have at least give you a warning.
You take the nano and you like it.
Well, he did. He did do like an insta-kill combo in one of their supports.
I see you're. Are you trying to reach them? Is that like what the hit swinging is about?
It is. I did get a hit off. Only one though.
I mean, a hit's a hit.
Yeah, I liked how our diva was on them on the high ground. It really helped.
Hmm.
Just made a lot of space.
There's 3 Moira kills.
You should have staggered the Zarya here. Because you already had point. So you should have just basically staggered her like you would a baby diva.
I think I called for that, but we just killed her.
And since the doors would be opening anyways, it's not like she would have, like, halted the progress any. I can't believe they didn't call for the Rhine to swing. Because Mink's just right behind the Rhine. But you guys always have really good use of high ground.
Rudy takes that a lot. I'm surprised she wasn't up there at the end of that last fight with the Ash.
And that was a fantastic eat on the grab. And with a situation like this, if you really wanted to bide your time, you could have, waited for 6 ults and just pushed with all 6. But, I mean, it wasn't needed.
And again on my nano, that was just a panic nano on the derpy because the Ash was landing shots on me and I knew I wasn't going to be alive for much longer.
Mm-hmm.
We were trying to save it for Nano Blade.
Right. But yeah.